The Department of Housing and Urban Development's recent data shows homelessness in America jumped by 18% last year. That has led to more homeless tent encampment sites popping up across many big cities.
It's really hard.
It's really hard to stay clean homeless.
Yeah, it's very hard to stay clean out here. Depressing. Very, very depressing. You know, you always want hope. You try to get to the navigation center, they keep you a week, kick you out.
San Francisco's homeless crisis in 2025 is a shocking sight, with tech wealth towering over people living on the streets. It's amazing how a city so focused on innovation can completely ignore the suffering right in front of it. But hey, who needs solutions when there's a new app to build, right?
According to the most recent point-in-time count conducted at the end of last year, there were more than 4,300 people living in tents, cars, or just on the streets of San Francisco.
Let's dive into the truth that San Francisco doesn't want you to see. A city known for its billion-dollar tech towers and Silicon Valley's innovation also hides one of the most devastating homeless crises in America. While the skyline glimmers with sleek glass buildings like the Salesforce Tower, just a few blocks away, people are digging through trash, fighting for scraps, and trying to survive on urine-soaked streets. This isn't some futuristic dystopia. It's the real San Francisco of 2025, where the divide between extreme wealth and heartbreaking poverty is impossible to ignore. Don't forget to subscribe.
I've been threatened here, and I've definitely been told that if I was to come back here or whatever, that they would arrest me.
The Tenderloin, a 50-square-block neighborhood, is at the heart of this crisis. Home to over 8,000 homeless individuals, this area reveals how wealth and poverty can exist side by side in the same city. As tech moguls close million-dollar deals, children sleep on sidewalks under stained blankets, and women clutch needles in desperate attempts to escape their harsh realities.
Eric, we're here in San Francisco. You're homeless. Tell me about it.
Oh, it's rough. It's really rough. Try to stay to myself, stay away from all the drugs. Try to stay clean out here.
More than half of the homeless in this area have no shelter to turn to. They're left to sleep in tents on the streets, exposed to the dangers of crime and addiction. The Tenderloin isn't just a part of the city. It's a symbol of how, no matter how rich the city becomes, the lives of those most vulnerable are ignored, their struggles unseen by the affluent world that passes by.
There was a tent camp right here of about 100 tents, and the city of San Francisco had to do something, so they created this sanctioned tent camp.
Walking through the Tenderloin is like entering another world, one filled with chaos, desperation, and survival at any cost. The streets are lined with makeshift tents made from discarded shopping carts, torn tarps, and plastic bags. The ground is littered with used syringes, human waste, and rotting food. The air is thick with the stench of decay and urine-soaked concrete, while the constant wail of sirens fills the background. Arguments break out over the smallest of resources, like a blanket or a bottle of water. But even more haunting than the noise is the silence of people so lost in their pain and despair that they no longer cry for help. This isn't just poverty, it's a daily battle for survival. Homeless individuals don't just fight to find shelter, they fight against constant violence, theft, and the ever-present threat of death. If you enjoy this video, subscribe to us for more.
Don't you feel like exhausted?
I am exhausted. I've been awake 3 nights. There's people going around at the moment, getting the homeless, beating the living daylights out of us, injecting us with this nasty drug that kills you, and leaving their bodies.
The Tenderloin is no longer just a neighborhood. It's a battleground where people are fighting to stay alive in a city that has forgotten them. It's a grim reality where the city's wealth stands in stark contrast to the suffering of those who live on the streets. For those who are homeless here, the constant fight for food, safety, and survival is their daily routine, while the rest of the city seems to carry on as if nothing is wrong. This is San Francisco in 2025, a city that boasts some of the richest individuals in the world, while its most vulnerable citizens are left to fight for survival in plain sight. Subscribe for more updates.
$100 million, there's no silver bullet in any money or program, but we're going to, I think, work hard on the fact that we have a private sector participation. That makes everybody lift their game up, I think.
San Francisco spends over $100 million on homelessness, yet the crisis keeps worsening. The issue isn't a lack of funding, but a deeply flawed system. Money is scattered across fragmented agencies, nonprofits, and city programs that rarely work together. Each has its own rules, creating delays and inefficiencies. For people on the streets, navigating this maze without a phone, address, or paperwork is nearly impossible. The system lacks coordination and direction, leaving those in need without real support. The resources exist, but they're trapped in bureaucracy, funneled into a structure that grows more complex and ineffective with every passing year. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
And you were initially paying $1,200 for rent to share a room.
The housing crisis in San Francisco is another major factor fueling the homelessness issue. Rent for a one-bedroom apartment in the city now averages $2,500 a month, a price that's out of reach for most, especially when essential workers like janitors, bus drivers, and dishwashers earn only a fraction of that. With salaries failing to keep up with rising housing costs, many are forced out, and the cycle of homelessness continues to grow. But the housing issue is just one piece of the puzzle.
And most of the homeless now, because some of them are drug addicts, they're getting dangerous to because they're ill, they're trying to rob us.
San Francisco is also grappling with a public health emergency, and it's one that's ravaging the homeless population. Mental health issues and addiction are widespread among the homeless, and the fentanyl crisis has only worsened this. In 2025 alone, over 600 overdose deaths were recorded, and the number keeps climbing. Yet, instead of providing real help, many shelters are overcrowded, unsafe, and lack the basic resources to treat those in need. For many, these shelters are so dehumanizing that they'd rather face the streets, knowing the dangers that come with it. Subscribe for more in-depth coverage.
And we should all be treated the same. We need people in rehabilitation that meets their needs, not the cookie cutter. We need post-rehabilitation services for mental health and addiction. We need safe, affordable housing. We need caring communities.
Mental health is a crucial factor in the homelessness crisis. Nearly 1/3 of the homeless population lives with untreated conditions such as schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, or severe depression. With limited resources and long waits for care, many never receive the help they need. This lack of treatment traps people in homelessness, making recovery harder. Even worse, trust in institutions meant to help has collapsed. Shelters and healthcare systems have become so ineffective and unsafe that many lose faith entirely. This broken trust deepens the cycle. Without proper support, people remain stuck, and the systems designed to help continue failing them. If you're finding this information impactful, don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, they're definitely kicking us when we're down. They're trying to hurt us, and that's not fair. I don't know which way to turn, after losing all my stuff over and over again. I mean, you can gain your stuff back, but it takes a lot of work.
Michael wakes before dawn, not to an alarm, but to fear. Each morning brings anxiety over whether his tent, shoes, or few belongings are still there. Simple needs like food or a restroom become daily battles for dignity. Survival consumes him, collecting cans for a few dollars, waiting in food lines, and hoping to sleep without violence or theft. The constant uncertainty is a crushing mental weight. Fentanyl, for many like Michael, offers fleeting escape from pain and exhaustion, but it only tightens the cycle of despair, turning survival into a relentless, heartbreaking struggle that few ever escape. If you're moved by Michael's story, subscribe to us.
The dining hall where the guests come and been provided with meals to eat. We receive a lot of donations from Goodwills, churches that provide food for the guests, and we also provide guests from Meals on Wheels that we provide in a refrigerator. These are our 2 ambassadors that work in the kitchen when the guests come in and out.
In the face of this crisis, there are local organizations trying to make a difference. Groups like Compass Family Services and Urban Alchemy are working to help homeless individuals find stability, housing, and community. These organizations offer services that aim to help people rebuild their lives, even when the odds seem insurmountable.
So one of our big things here is that we want to make a connection with the guests who's living on the streets 15 years or more, to make a connection with the mental and to provide for them love and care in a holistic atmosphere.
One such service is the Tenderloin Linkage Center, a low-barrier access point that serves thousands. It offers essential resources like food, healthcare, and shelter to those who need it most, without the strict requirements that often prevent homeless individuals from seeking help. Urban Alchemy takes a unique approach by training formerly homeless and incarcerated individuals to become street ambassadors. These ambassadors work on the ground, offering care, de-escalating conflicts, and building trust within the homeless community. These efforts show that when real people, with lived experiences, are involved in the process, real change can happen. Despite the overwhelming odds, the focus remains on showing compassion, offering help, and ensuring that those on the streets are seen as human beings with dignity. Subscribe now for more.
If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
Sleeping, have a nice, safe place to sleep every night. Enough food to eat, and something to keep myself out of trouble.
San Francisco, a city celebrated for innovation, faces a painful contradiction: immense wealth alongside widespread homelessness. While home to leading tech giants, it allows thousands to suffer and die on its streets. The issue isn't a lack of resources, but a failure of political will. Cities like Houston and Helsinki have adopted the housing-first model, prioritizing permanent housing and achieving real progress. Yet San Francisco resists meaningful change. The crisis demands moral responsibility, not excuses. In a city of such power and prosperity, the real choice is clear: prioritize people over profit and invest in lasting, humane solutions. If you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to like, comment, and share your thoughts. And of course, hit that subscribe button to stay updated on more content like this.